Okay, I feel like it wouldn't be a podcast or a Cosmic Adults podcast if we didn't start with laughing.
Not at all.
Yo,
I think it works.
yeah. So what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cosmic Adults. It's Ian and Mercedes here, the OG Cosmic Adults, and we are here with one of our greatest friends and another Cosmic family member, Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, everyone. How's it going today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good because they're listening to the Cosmic Adults.
I
I
think
love the Cosmic Adults.
I think that's amazing to hear. Like that's amazing to hear, and hopefully everybody listening to us also loves the Cosmic Adults.
But
Setting
we're
those,
okay with it if you don't.
yeah.
We're adults. So, Jackie, where are you? There are those cedar trees looks like behind you?
Those are cedar trees. Right now, I'm up here in Haida Gwaii, way up
Wow.
north. Yeah, very, very sacred spiritual place. And it's
Wow.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what inspired your trip, who you are, like introduce yourself a little bit to the cosmic audience?
All right. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, what inspired this trip here was a wedding, but we decided to stay for 3 weeks. We got lots of fun, lots of totem poles, and me, well, who am I? I guess what I've been told is a Qigong mentor and facilitator for people. Been on this journey, I guess, for about 40 some odd years since I was like 13, and continuing it, meeting people like you guys. It's awesome.
That's a long time spiritual hustle, that's for sure.
That really like ties in with the Cosmic Adults motto, which is spiritual hustle 24/7, and it seems like
24/7.
24/7 and 40 years is something like that. But like I would say, I would even add to Jackie's like description of herself. I would say like a very intuitive person, very much in tune with all the energies connected to, I would say, places. Not a lot of people are connected to, in my opinion, and it's been quite an amazing journey to get to know you and get to see you and get to see you grow and do stuff like that. So I would add that to that description as well.
To
Oh,
your
thank you.
to the roster. Um, Ian, when you say that Jackie's like connected to things that most people aren't, do you mean like internally, like spiritually? Because yes, I agree.
Mm.
I would say that is one, but like my understanding and when I've been with Jackie, it's very much it's almost like she's pulling information very directly from these sources, from these places, and it seems she has a way of being in these areas, which I definitely admire and encourage you know uh,
Mhm.
people to do more. I guess I would say it like that.
How do you, Jackie, do you feel like you've always been that way? Like, have you always, like you said, since you were 13? So,
Well, I think maybe before I was born, we were just talking about this yesterday with some ladies. So I guess what happened is like being in my mom's womb, right?
yeah.
I tell her things like, "Oh my gosh, that fire was so smelly in Grandpa's house," kind of thing, and then she'd be like, "Wait a minute, you you were in my womb, you weren't alive yet." So there are stories
Whoa,
like that. Yeah. So
that's
maybe
cool.
before.
Wow.
That
So
is
long time.
that is something I haven't heard before. That is like Cosmic Adults Volume like 2, you know, hustling before you were born. Hustling, spiritual hustling before you were born. Just like in tune already with everything.
Isn't that
Jesus,
crazy?
that is crazy.
Like,
That is wild, I would say.
That's totally
Okay.
the next level. Totally the next level. So I guess, okay, this is like maybe an assumption, but so I want to know kind of like, because so obviously you're a next level spiritual hustler. So was it like, I want to know kind of what got you into Qigong? Like what got you sort of going, okay, because like I can put some pieces together and go, okay, Jackie's been on this long time spiritual hustle. Qigong must be a really big answer. It must be a really big thing. So is that what drew you to it, or what did?
oh, good question, actually. Well, it was more like I was going to see an acupuncturist, and he said, "Oh, I'm doing a qigong course." So being introduced to this, I've always loved energy. I've heard about qigong, right? But I didn't know what it meant, what it did, and yoga didn't work for me. So I'm like, wait a minute here. I need to figure out something that will work for my energetic body, right? And it is like being able to work with, what do they call it, you're working with your life force energy. And it's like Ian said, if I could go way up there, but I've always been ungrounded, and if I could ground it, f oh, that's beyond.
F yes.
But would you literally even say that it's like a qigong is a good practice for a person who maybe is very, you know, naturally open to these etheric realms, astral realms, other realms, and now they start to do qigong? Would you say, you know, that grounds you a lot, or
Oh, mega.
okay?
Like even my partner Mark, right? We came here, and he was very stressed because his mom's going through lots. So coming here by the ocean, especially the trees, the rainforest trees, and he this morning he walks in and said, "Wow, am I relaxed?" And that's 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes of uh, letting go of things, like he's learning to let go during the qigong, bringing the new in, and using the environment.
Wow.
Right?
So
Yeah.
what was it like when you started practicing qigong? Like was there a moment or a thing that you realized like, oh, this is it? Like this is a good thing.
It was a hard start because I'm the kind of person that will go beyond it and then not hurt my body, but oh no, I'm screwed up for a week here because I went a little too far on the energy stuff within the body, right? Probably a lot of us. And
Right?
then
Yeah, totally.
yeah, but that was good because then I realized that was okay, that was a cleansing of the body. And now what can I do to regenerate during the cleansing movements? Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, it
So
is.
was it kind of like an energetic like detox for you, like when you first started?
Yeah, absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
what did that feel like for you? Like,
Oh, you feel kind of like, well, I was definitely puffier the next morning. My joints were sore. Um, I wanted to sleep more, like rest, and slower, just slower. And then days later, after the teacher would say, you know, maybe try this or do less and ease more into it, right? And then we were rocking.
but when you're on the spiritual hustle 24/7, you always gotta just open up the faucet all the way, go all in.
This is how this spiritual hustler does it. That's how I've learned, right?
Totally. Well, and
So
I think that that's one quality that I've always really admired about you is like your fearlessness, because I don't think a lot of people would go all in like that, you know?
I've got a good story for you that everybody was wanting to hear yesterday in the group of ladies, right? So as we all like the chakras, and as I did when I was younger, I was about 16, and I wanted to know about my energies, chakras, and breath work. So I was going for it. And I went for a 2 kilometer walk in the bush, right? In the trees. There was a big tree and like kind of not a, there's a, like, I guess not a cliff, but the ground, the earth was going down, right? There's a hill. And so I grounded myself. I put my back to the tree and I started doing the breath work, and I was like, yeah, this feels good. And I felt the a block in my heart, which I knew I had. So long story short, I was breathing way too heavy. So I popped my energy out of my body. My whole body went up in the air and down the hill, and I lost consciousness for a few minutes because I guess all my energies were just blown, right? Circuits blown, and I had to actually kind of crawl up and find my way home. So that would be my what is it, teaching in regards to maybe don't go as heavy duty as that to start.
I would say that's like if we're talking about like the spiritual hustle Hall of Fame kind of like story, that would probably be number one, right? Like losing consciousness, like not in my body anymore.
Pushed it so hard I lost consciousness.
Yeah, guys, if you're out there, at home listening to this, maybe, learn from this, take it a little bit slower, maybe it's not needed to push yourself that hard. But I have a really quick story of my own that is very similar to that, so I can maybe
Awesome.
share it quickly. Because I got into, a lot of people know about the Wim Hof method, the breathing, again, the breathing exercise. This is what I wanted to share. And I got really into it. And I went into the cold, I went into the cold water, I did everything, I did the breathing stuff. And in one of those moments, I was in my family's country home where we have saunas. I was in the sauna. I went out, I jumped into the cold snow, rolled around in the snow, obviously, cold, spiritual hustle, feel everything, awesome. It's just Hall of Famer right here. But and then to even like top it off, I went under the cold shower. Now, after coming from the snow, Jesus Christ, I'm like thinking about this myself, it's pretty wild. Went from the cold snow, went under the cold shower, started doing the breathing exercise again. Just I was standing up again, just almost blacked out, fell fell to the ground. It took me like a minute or two to get back up. And yeah, guys, like these are stories like of let's say spiritual hustle, maybe not going wrong, but like maybe going over the top a little bit, especially with these breathing exercises. I don't know, Mercedes, do you have a story as well? Maybe.
No, because I'm perfect. I'm kidding. But I think that actually, no, I don't have any stories off the top of my head. I don't think I've ever lost consciousness, to be honest. maybe, but it's not coming to me right now. Of course, I've done all kinds of other crazy things, but what I want to say is like these are reminding me a lot of because like I learn a lot from you, Jackie, of course. Like in our time that we spent together, it's always like just so much fun. Like for one, like laughing so hard that we're crying and we can't say anything, right? Like that's an experience that I love having in life. And I think that's just the bomb. But one of the biggest lessons I've learned from you is to be gentle and is to not like push it all. Like even like when so Jackie and I have done like, we've gone on some trips together, I guess you could say. And on some journeys, and one of like she was mentoring me and teaching me about clearing the energy of this one area that we were visiting. And so I was ready to go in there like, yeah, let's just pull it. And like, and she's like, ooh, now what we're gonna, and she totally was like, so I think you know, had you guys not gone through those lessons, you wouldn't have the advice of, hey, let's take it slow, Chicken Little. And also part two of what I'm gathering from all of this is how energy affects the physical body. Because I think that a lot of people are super disconnected from how energy feels. And I mean, tying in kind of to a lot of conversations, right? You know, when you walk into that restaurant and you're like, everyone looks at you and you feel that energy. And that can affect your physical body. But I think these things like passing out, that's a real effect on the physical body. So the gentleness lessons are definitely something that I've super learned from you, Jackie. So I thank you for that. And
I
and
have a
also
question. Do you have a question? Oh,
no,
oh, it's
just
just rambling.
just
Okay, no,
rambling.
no.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
You were riffing pretty awesome. I don't know if I did. You have more? No. Yes. No. I have a question for you. You know, both of you guys, because that sounds really interesting to me. What you did when you went into that space of starting to clear energy. Was it a room or was it the area? What was happening? Can you share this story, guys? Both of you, maybe, hopefully.
Mercedes.
I mean, Mercedes, maybe you can pull us in, and then you can, and Jackie can,
So
Yeah.
Jackie and I went to a it was a ceremony. So it was outdoors and there was a lodge, and the lodge is a place where energy gets cleared. You go in and it's a ceremony. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not like necessarily my place to do that, but you know, there's lots of things like as the person that goes first, you light a fire, heat rocks, like there are certain jobs to do, and then also calling in good energy and spirits and things like that. It's a very spiritual thing. And so I've been taught how to do that. And when Jackie came to town, I was like, Jackie, do you want to come do this with me, and we can do it together, and we can, you know, maybe have some fun and like and talk and whatever. And it was awesome. Like I've never had so much fun. But I feel like I'm losing the question here. I'm rambling a little bit, but I kind of want to hand it off to Jackie here, and I want to hear her side of that.
I can refresh a little bit. Like maybe you guys can talk or share to the audience of like what does it actually mean to like clear the energy of a place, and what's maybe behind it, and what are the words and what are the sensations, feelings going on, with you at the same time that you're doing it. Yeah.
Well, it's also it's clearing this beautiful sacred space. Also, there's sacred energy, but I can take this to a further thing, and as Mercedes said, into a house, or even when I work with people, I'll sit. Right, to me, you're the sacred space. So I would like, as I go in, I come in I come in very gently and calmly. I think that's why I can go deeper with that. And like the sacred space, yeah, you need to listen. Mercedes and I listened, and then we just went slow, right? And then oh my goodness, you feel for me, my nervous system, I feel the calmness or a lighter energy coming in. Because you want the best for everyone that walks in there, right? You want to clear, right, your trauma or blocks for their highest good so they can move forward, right? So we went in there and we did it quite a few times, and it was the light that was there, and it was like so beautiful. And a few people felt the transition of the area, right?
Yeah. It was like there was this one area where you would cross this line, and it was like you crossed into the sacred space. And Jackie and I felt it every single time. And we were like, oh, it'll be so interesting to see if anyone comments on this or like can also feel and perceive it. And it's not like a test or like a judgment or anything, but a curiosity and like, wow, like who's gonna feel it. And I think that gentleness and that calmness brings about a way bigger awareness, because I think if Jackie hadn't said, hey, slow down a little lady, you know, I would have been missing things. Like it's so easy to overlook, like, you know, and we're calling in energy and we're moving through and we're visualizing and then we're pulling it out and asking the creek to take this energy away. And like, and then all of a sudden we're like, ooh, that was heavier than the other time. And like, ooh, wow, this energy's lighter coming in. And I think that slow, it allows for much bigger transformation.
Oh, totally agree. Yeah. And that you can use it anywhere, right? Anybody can use that anywhere they go. Energy workers can use it for working on people. Yeah.
So what's you're kind of mentioning here, which I want to segue into, is segue is the working with people as an energy worker. So that's something that you obviously do, and you clear. Do you clear homes and people, like personal energy clearings and like? Tell me more. Tell us more.
I haven't done many homes, but Joe from Fox Dreamer has advised me to go to a few homes. Our great cosmic dad, yeah, rock star. And so he's advised me to, which I didn't think I could do. And after I did do, it was amazing. So that was another step for me. Yeah. Yeah. So homes, people. Like yesterday, I was talking with the girls. This one woman is going through a hard time. And a few of them that I've actually met on the journey. It's funny. They come to you, right? And it's a gift. Yeah, grateful for that. And yeah, it's I can't remember what I was going to say. Like you
all good.
Well, with the energy, right? That you come in slowly and you get them to feel it. And as they feel it, it's so beautiful because they feel it. They can transform it. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
that's been my experience with any energy work that you've done with me, was like, it was on me to do. Like you were there and I felt totally supported, totally safe to be like going into these deep, 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 dark areas. And you're just like, yeah. And like that encouragement and everything, it totally allows me to, yeah. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, it's me. I have to do it.
And how wicked is that? Because you can say, yeah, I did it. Right? Yeah.
Totally. So can people book with you? Like, how would a person book with you?
Well, at this time we are on our travels. So in the fall, I'm going to start working more. I've got a studio and it's called the Lift Studio, but I do not have a website yet at all or anything.
Okay.
But
so
you do have social media, which I'm really amazed and I'm happy to see you on social media doing Qigong, doing energy, doing stuff like that. I'm really happy that you're doing it. Can you remind the audience what are your usernames or handles on these platforms? If you want to see.
Maybe we could put it underneath because I can't remember my username.
we can guys, don't worry, we'll put it in the description box.
Yeah, don't worry. Jackie's contact info will be there, and you can probably send her a direct message through Instagram or through TikTok if you would like to book a one-on-one, which obviously, you know, she'll let you know her availability at that time and whenever you're watching this or listening to this. Okay, so I wanted to talk about
What is this? What is this? This is
sorry, this is how I get around Jackie. Like I just get so hot and I get like so giggly and like I just love it. So freaking much. I wanted to ask Jackie about, because I obviously know her personally, so I'm gonna ask questions of things that I already know about, but I think are vitally important that other people should know about. Um, so you've traveled a lot, yeah.
Yes, I've done a fair amount of traveling. Yeah, around the world. Yes, all throughout the States, Europe, Asia. Yes,
Yeah,
got a
I
lot of.
want to know, where was your favorite place you've ever been? And what and why? And what was your biggest energetic experience you've ever had while traveling?
Okay, well, I figured this one was coming, so
Oh yeah.
so this may be a couple-minute talk here because it is a bit of a journey.
Hey, that's what we're here for. Everyone listening is on the 24/7 spiritual hustle.
Oh yeah, we are. So okay, well, where we were, it's the Zanskar Mountains in India. So we did I think it was an 8-9 day trek into the mountains over the Shinkula Pass, which is 17,000 feet, which was enough for for this body. And then we went down and we oh my goodness, it was amazing. Like they're called manis and prayers, and you do your Om Mani Padme Om, the Buddhist prayers as you're going. So after our trek, of course, we got into a vehicle and we're heading towards Leh Ladakh. And where this place we stopped is a very sacred spot where there's a cave where his name is Milarepe. He he received enlightenment in his lifetime. So my husband and we stopped there. The driver said, enjoy yourselves. And so we were walking around to all the statues towards the cave. And my husband was in front of me. And oh, it was just, we were so calm from the trek and open and spectacular. And so as he's in front of me, he gets close to this cave, and it's just a little, it's kind of like where I am right now, right? It's not, you can't go right into the cave, you just go in front of it. And as he gets in front of the cave, he looked at me and he said, can you feel that? And I looked at him like, dude, I'm not there yet. I'm not in front of the cave. So I can't feel anything right now. And I'm the feeler of the family. He is obviously too. So I got close to him. I got close to him. And as I got closer and closer, I'm like, whoa, this energy, it was the most euphoric, light energy I've ever experienced in my life. Like yeah, it was forceful, like for us. And you can almost feel it going to every cell. So I looked at him and I said, please stand here and ground it within every cell of your body, because I wanted it to be in both of us for life, right? So we took many deep breaths, and then this Bhutanese monk stood behind us and started doing his prayers. And I'm like, holy, like, yeah, I could just feel chills right now. It was just incredible. So we stood there as long as we could. And as we walked away, we couldn't shake the energy off. We were infused with it. Like, and as we drove away, we actually didn't even talk to each other. The driver got us in there and we didn't talk to each other. We just looked at each other and went, whoa, like, there's a good journey. Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah.
That sounds like a place I would love to visit. That's what did you say? Milarepa?
Yeah.
Milarepa? I know
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's so famous and beautiful. And we have seen other caves but that one, he had been in for 8-9 years. Oh, Ian, you guys, you'd feel it. And it wasn't you to go in the body. It's just like, wow.
I loved what you said. I'm the feeler of the family. I feel like I could say that about myself as well. But like, I think, because we're doing the cosmic adults and we're talking, a lot about spirituality and feeling and et cetera, et cetera. I think a lot of people who are, tuning into, let's say, the messages or the information coming in here, the people usually are the sensitive ones, the feeler ones of the family. And, I just want to say, like, just because other people can't feel it doesn't mean that it's not true. And most likely, if you're experiencing it and feeling it, it means it's true, and it means that it's there, and it's yours to share, obviously, as well, with the people you trust.
It's there for everyone.
I feel like I can feel it right now.
You look filled with euphoric energy.
Yeah, I feel very good. I'm wondering, Jackie, like, if after you had that experience, did anything in your life change? Like, did you feel changed after that?
I think deeply changed. Yeah, deeply changed. But then you come back. You come back home, and mentioning Joe again here, as he said, you get back into that spacesuit, right? And things happen, and then very grateful to meet people that can help you go back. Yeah, and live it. Like, I mean, it's something to be shared. But yeah, it's still in there for sure.
Totally. Yeah, well, I mean, you asked for it to go into all your cells and everything, so it's dialed in.
It's dialed in.
I don't know why this question's popping into my mind, but I want to ask you, like, when you're going about in your life, do you feel like spirits, like with where you are now, like, are you feeling spirits of the land? Are you like, what's it like?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, very calming in that, which is really good. Like yesterday, it was amazing because I sometimes feel the energy of the day, and I was like, I had to sit down and meditate. I'm sure you guys too. And I'm like, whoo, this is overwhelming. I almost felt really raw. And it was a big day with the family, a big day out there. And as the day rolled on, I could feel like, oh, okay, this is what the energy was showing. Yeah. Lots of love, lots of talking, lots of, maybe difficult or interesting conversations, but it was like, oh, the body felt it. Yeah.
So you can kind of feel how, like, the energy rolls and, like, affects the physical body. I think that's so fascinating. Like, man, like, our perception of reality is like this tiny little, like, not even a grain of sand, I feel like. Like, there's all this available to us, and like, how deeply do we want to perceive that and open ourselves to perceiving that?
Yeah, though it's taken a long time, right? Because I'd be scared of it. Yeah, and then meetings like certain people, and they're like, don't fear it, don't, like, just let it go and let it roll through. And it's amazing now. Things, instead of like years ago, it would take days to process, weeks. Now I'm like, okay, it could take minutes sometimes. Yeah.
Is that how you process your fear? Like, when you feel a fear, you just kind of feel it? Like, how does that go for you?
Yeah. So, okay, I know where my fear, that's another thing with the Qigong. I know where the fear sits in the body, and the map of the body. Like, what is my map of the, oh my gosh, oh, I'm holding the fear. Oh no, I'm freezing.
Yeah. So what does that process look like for you when you do it?
Oh, now see, and that's another thing about the Qigong, right? So now I could dance it out, right? Isn't that cool?
That's
Yeah.
freaking cool.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, like, yeah, and like when Qigong, when you're doing this out here, there's so much going on within, right? It's not all these movements out here. It's what the person's doing out the inside, right? Yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
it is. It's really interesting.
For
Yeah, like,
me, yeah, go ahead.
oh, go ahead, Ian.
For me, I think I really love the part about the dancing and the movement, because us spiritual hustlers can can very often get, yeah, very like sit down and feel with the pain and be with the pain and da 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 and process it and let it go and etc etc. But like very often, sometimes it's exercise. No, qigong is exercise as well. In some, we can put it there, but like movement of the body, and you said dance, these are really good techniques, let's use that word, to get into the body, which actually really really helps to feel whatever it is. If it's stuck, if it's maybe it's already loose and you're kind of like, oh, maybe there's a tiny bit, little bit left, and then it kind of, you get into the dance and get into the movement, and then it starts to release. I've experienced a lot of it, and I think I want to maybe share this with the audience. I think it's called like liberating dance or something, freedom, I don't know, I can't even remember what it's called, but I can describe it. Which is basically what you do is you just start to move. There's music obviously going on, and you just start to move your body in all sorts of ways, and you just allow everything that comes. And I think that's a really, really powerful way of, again, getting in the body and releasing stuck energy that is there. Because a lot of us, a lot of us hold everything that we have so tightly together. And finally, when let's say the instructor, or maybe Jackie does the qigong with you, or maybe the dance instructor says, now you finally have permission to to make noises, to allow the movements of the body. It's like like a switch goes on, and the brain, so I'm allowed to move. Oh, I can move, I can feel again. It's we're so tight in this society. Now we finally have the permission to be ourselves, and that also means feeling, and that it also means obviously releasing these stuff. So I think it's really really important, and I think that the work that Jackie is doing is extremely valuable. And please, guys, check her out and check out her social media channels that we don't grow yet, but we I'm joking. We know. We will put them in the description box.
Jackie, do you feel like you're gonna be teaching classes at some point,
Well,
perhaps?
hoping in the fall. Yes, there's been a few people who have asked and suggested, so the flow is going that way.
I love that for you. I think you're a fabulous, amazing teacher, and I cannot wait to learn more from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. I had one more question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. No, it's not okay.
No, it's not okay.
No more questions. You're done. You're cut. I want to know how you would explain to someone who's maybe not on the spiritual hustle, maybe learning or sort of getting curious about all this energy stuff. Okay, two questions. One, what does stuck energy feel like? How would you know that you have stuck energy? And two, what advice would you give to someone just starting to wake up to spirituality and energy?
Oh, well, everybody's stuck energy, I think, is very different. For me, it would be like a frozen, stuck energy is like, for me, it's a holding in a certain area of the body that's not flowing like the other parts of the body. Yeah, like mhm.
Do you feel like it sometimes can coincide with like the person's life? Like
Oh yeah,
it's not flowing in a certain place in the body, and then also outwardly it's not flowing too?
exactly. It could be that. It could be oh geez. So we could go, we could talk about this for a long time. Like for instance, my right hip, right? So I know this is a trauma from either I would say ancestral trauma from my mother and my grandmother, those kind of things. So it's always a holding, and when certain, and then my even my that's where it starts, and then it's a holding within my spine, and then my shoulders, kind of thing, right? And
Hmm.
yeah, that could be an environment, or it could be also someone you're walking by, and they could have the same thing, and all of a sudden you feel this, oh, right? Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And for advice for someone, just be gentle. Oh my goodness. love and have someone there with you when you feel it's like it's a hard time. Always reach out to people who you trust, and that you can talk to, and yeah, because it's a journey. You're going into places that maybe that you don't know you have, right? Emotions or traumas from this lifetime, maybe last lifetime. But it's good to start with this lifetime, and then the other things will show itself. Start or whatever shows itself, right? It will show you. Ask. Yeah. And if you to be free of, like everybody get through it, you get free. Like my first time of feeling free from a stuck energy, you realize, oh my gosh, I never thought I could ever feel like this in my life. Yeah. Does
Yeah.
that answer?
Yeah, I think
For me
that's
it does.
amazing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I almost sometimes wish I could go back to that first time and
Jesus
feel it
Christ,
Oh,
that's
again,
amazing.
Like,
oh,
oh,
you guys know.
that first freedom feeling. You're like, well, this
This
is
is
it for
it.
the rest of my life. I'm going to be doing this.
But it, pretty much that's how it is, literally, without even like making it bigger or anything. That for me it was exactly the same. Like Mercedes says, like, oh my God, this is possible. Like, how can
Oh,
I do this? How can I do this for a living? How can I do this every day? So it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's so strong. It's a life-changing experience. Yeah.
yeah. Life
I
changing.
feel
And
like,
then yeah, sometimes you're getting bigger, right? Because you're putting the intention, like I am gonna get through this. You know you're gonna get through it, but it might take a little bit of time. We all know it, right?
For damn sure.
Stop the
For
fire.
damn
yeah.
sure.
Well, one of the things you can actually do is you can go on Amazon and you can order patience and get it express shipped to you.
Or you can go to Amazon and order the meaning book by also okay, just like throwing in some marketing.
Oh my god, I
Sorry,
love you guys
Jackie.
so much.
That's just always been my joke with Ian is and like, hey, you can order patience. You can get it expressed to you.
Yeah, yeah. You can get Prime, Amazon Prime, and get patience by
Get it faster.
by life. It's authored by life.
Hey, lightning speed.
Jesus Christ.
That's how I like to have my patience fast.
And shipped to my door.
But yeah, actually, on a
Slide it
serious
into the
note,
door.
yeah. Good.
Oh no.
Broke it. No, I'm just kidding. But on a serious note, actually do order Ian's book.
Yeah, yeah. The figure. We'll bring out the guns.
Oh my gosh. It's good. It's great. Every once in a while I flip to a random page and I'm like, gives me stuff to contemplate. I appreciate it.
I've yet to get it, but I will be getting it when I get home. Yes.
Highly
I
recommend.
can't wait.
Make sure you get it express shipped with. Just kidding.
Okay. I sure will.
No.
Hi.
I'm joking.
But it's, you know, that book is a lot about what we've been talking about here, in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, I feel like that's wrapping up our chat. Now maybe we should. Jackie has so graciously decided to be a part of the weekly overview and forecast. And hey, and did you want to give everyone like a quick like Qigong tutorial or a quick breathing exercise or something they can like maybe take into their day? Is that something you want to?
Well, I can actually just do a very explanation of a quick breathing for sure. What I've learned is that when letting go of something, say, you breathe into your belly and always breathe out of the mouth to let go. Right? And then you could even put an intention there. You're breathing into your belly, into the back body, letting go of whatever is needed to let go, and so that's a good way to let go of, say that you feel some energy, right? That needs to be dispersed. One more time into the belly, up through the back of the spine, and out. And then when you're done with that, take a moment and feel what your body feels like. And then to regenerate or bring more flow to the body, just breathing in through the nose, holding for a couple of seconds, and then out through the nose. In through the nose. And out through the nose. And that's a good one you can take anywhere. Anywhere, anytime.
That was extremely helpful for me right now.
I would say simple is better. Simple is better.
Yeah, like
Simple.
wow.
Simple.
Thank you, Jackie.
I want to say something. Thank you, Jackie. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to say something to kind of like maybe summarize this a little bit, because like yesterday I was online, I was in social media, and some guy on Twitter was like, so why are these people and these spiritual people all about breathing? And what is this breath and breathing work? And what is this like? And I unfortunately lost the post, so I couldn't find it anymore, because I wanted to go finger guns into that post. But like in all seriousness, like the thing with the breath really well does, and when you focus on it, when you use it like Jackie here demonstrated, it really brings you into the present moment. It brings you into the body. From these places, it's much easier to make decisions. It's easier to feel. It's easier to understand what's going on with you. So if you're going to, if this guy is listening to this podcast, and then the red pill can actually be literally just you being in your body and making better decisions from that place.
Yeah. Yeah, Ian. Exactly.
Yeah, just try not to lose consciousness.
I think that's a good tip. Cosmic adults recommended. Don't lose consciousness. Maybe we should do a book. Maybe we should do a book on it, like how to not lose consciousness on your spiritual hustle 20%.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. When you said you were on social media, I was like, ooh, that was your first mistake.
That was the... Don't. Cosmic adults doesn't recommend.
You only listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't do anything else. Oh, I'm kidding. All right. So, Ian, do you want to roll into the astrology, or do we want to maybe
like astrology? I don't know.
We're looking. Well, what week are we even looking at? We're looking at What day is it?
24 until the 30th or something.
Oh yeah, totally. This is actually, it feels like to me, it feels like a very good week. I am very much looking forward to this week. I don't care what you have to say. It feels good. It feels good. As much as like, but it's probably because I like experienced
Of course.
many letting goes and like really intense emotions over this last week. Could potentially just be for me.
Totally, guys. I want to just clarify because I'm throwing singers at Mercedes constantly. I'm making jokes, and I just want to say her intuition and everything is very very on point, and I'm just joking constantly. But like the one of the biggest things is like a one person, even with the general transits and astrology, it can be a really heavy week for one person or a lot of people in some area of the world. But for a lot of people, or for some people in their natal chart, they might be experiencing something good. Like Mercedes said, "Oh, I'm releasing so much. I'm becoming so much, freer or free inside. So now it feels like something is popping, and I'm getting ready for an extremely good week."
Bingo. And the yeah, I love the zingers. Okay, let's go. 24th to the 30th. Yeah? Yeah. So the 24th, the message that was coming through is the word watery. So pause here for
I
effect.
I was confused. Do I need to say something? I was like, very good. Watery.
Very good. I feel that this is not to be confused with diluted.
Hmm.
It just means watery. And I think there's a lot to be learned from water. Like, I think in the coming little while, I notice trends in my own life, of course, because of the people that I'm around. Obviously, talking with the cosmic dad a lot, I start to pick up on patterns on the things that he's channeling in day to day life. He's been talking about water a lot for the last little while. So keep your eyes peeled because, yeah, if you want, up to you. But yeah, watery. And I think also just like going with the flow. What can you do to embody water? How can you be more watery? 25th rolling in to that's Monday. The guidance message coming through was genius. And I very much like genius. Do we all channel genius from time to time? Do we do that?
Yeah,
You
we
know,
do.
you have those moments where you're like, how did I think of that? Where did that come from? Did that come from me? Yeah. Yep. Gonna be a big day for that, I feel.
Can I say
Yeah.
something? Because I want to say something
No,
with
no,
astrology.
I
No,
don't.
I can't,
No,
no.
no. Nope.
But it's I'm gonna just force myself into the conversation and and say I think that is an extremely potent observation from Mercedes, because that is the day that the long-awaited, let's say Uranus and North Node conjunction is exact. We talked about it, I think, last week as well in our pod. But like this is the week where it becomes exact, and like the let's say the highest or most positive manifestation of the North Node and Uranus conjunction is the genius, very very genius energy. And right now, when we're talking about let's say Taurus as well, the genius can come. It can come in finances, it can come in nature, it can come in doing these earthly practical material things of food, even preparing food, gathering food, growing food, all these areas. Money, I said, what is it, beauty industry, how to make yourself, I don't want to say traditionally, the beauty industry is quite messed up, but like new ways of making yourself in a way beautiful through nature, for example. it is an interesting time. Like even like renewable energies, this is a time really when these things, these genius ideas in these areas can come out, and you can most likely see it in the news as well.
Mm.
This. Let's say this is the higher energy. I will talk about the lower energy later.
When you were saying like making yourself more beautiful, like all I could think was like beauty on the inside and like really allowing the inner stuff, like that outer stuff is just like eh,
You
it's
can use
good.
it. You can use like this is like use like like some sort of nature's cream or something. I don't know. Makes women use this stuff more. Makes it soft and makes it good, and puts it in the hair. This is the joke. I have a joke about this because I've been preparing this joke for a while, and I think literally like women have a cream for a cream for a cream. So I put this cream on to put this other cream on to my hand, and then I put this cream on top of this cream, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how are you doing this? And use it wisely, guys. Use this energy wisely. It doesn't have to be a cream, but maybe lower it with the creams a little bit. I guess is my point. It's been
That
sitting
was
with me like for two
wow.
months. Two
that
months.
was that was genius. That was straight genius. He's gone. Oh my god, I love that. Jackie, any thoughts on genius?
Oh no, Ian hit that one right on the.
Yeah, I think he like kind of sailed it out of the park.
Yeah,
Sweet.
perfection.
Love it. Okay, moving into the 26th then. The guidance is actually remedy, which I thought was great. I enjoy the word remedy in itself. It's fun to say. Say it. Remedy. It's fun to say, and I also feel like in itself, it like saying the word remedy brings in the remedy in some kind of way. So whatever it is that you need to remedy in your life, allow that to happen, allow the guidance to come through. Perhaps you get inspiration on Monday that you bring into Tuesday to help you with whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you have too many creams and you need to figure out which one to get rid of.
I think it's crazy, guys. Look at your freaking drawers and like bathroom like things. It's like there's a cream on top of a cream on top of a cream inside of a freaking bag that is made for creams. So it's like it's like a it's
Creamception.
fucking crazy. I would say how literally how the beauty industry has manipulated women to buy fucking creams on top of fucking creams that really
Yeah.
don't do a lot. I
No
think
one
maybe it's
really,
yeah.
no one really needs it. Which is interesting because that brings us into Wednesday, which came through jokes it's the guidance jokes and also jokes slash joker, which maybe as per the whole Batman situation doesn't have the best I don't know, like when you think of the Joker and Batman, like obviously that guy's psychologically unwell. But that doesn't mean that all Jokers are like that. But also in the jokes, like where are we joking is great and laughing is great. I believe that joy and laughing and joking is the closest thing to God. That's what creator wants for all of us, is that happiness, that joy, that real bliss. But where are we using that as like a cover? Where are we hiding ourselves with a joke, with the mask of being funny or whatever?
Mhm. That's a good one.
I'm like just waiting for what Ian has to say.
It's because this episode, I don't know if you've laughed or made so many jokes in an episode before. So I'm just like, it was it was a little bit ironic, I thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
it is. This is what Jackie brings out in me, honestly. Like, I just love being around her because she brings out this, like, I don't know. We were the other day, I just we were like, something came. I forgot what we thought was so funny, but like we were sitting on the couch and couldn't talk for like
Oh,
half an hour, like a long time. And it was just like we would laugh and then we would say something, one thing, and then it was just like back into it laughing. But yeah.
mhm. Then we try not to laugh, and then we laugh more.
And then it was way funnier. But yeah, I could also be hiding something from myself too, which I think you're pointing out perhaps. Okay, so 28th, Thursday. Isn't that Thursday? Which planet rules Thursday?
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Oh, right. Corners. Super interesting with this because it's like, how do you clean the corners of your house? All corners. Like, do you cutting corners? There's so many things about corners. What's that going to mean to you in your life? I don't know, but that's the message. And then Friday, the 29th, I feel like it's a big download day. We're going to be getting the guidance that came through is actually insights. So I think it's going to be downloads, but also like, because oftentimes I feel like we all get downloads and they're just energy and maybe we don't understand it, but we just accept it and we allow it and we carry on and we're like, okay, maybe I'll get it one day. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I feel like this is going to be like, we're actually going to be understanding what it is that we're receiving. We're going to be getting that guidance for the things that we previously had been asking questions about. So make sure you're asking your questions so that, you can really start receiving more. And then Saturday, the 30th, we're coming into, I think, a very ground, and I really don't use the word powerful that much, but to me, it feels powerful in an empowered way because the guidance that was coming forward was the word truth. And the word truth, not only truth, but truth capital letters. So some type of revelation, some type of reveal, and some type of internal big deal is going to go on, I feel.
Awesome. I just want to kind of like point out that I think you and I balance each other quite well because you're the eternal optimist. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like pessimist, like everything. But anyway, I think this week from an astrological perspective is like really packed. We have basically four big events, and I'll throw in self promotion here as well. Subscribe to my newsletters, subscribe to my everything basically what I do, because I do a lot of more in depth astrological analysis as well, and some predictions for science as well. And sometimes we do it in the Cosmic Adults as well. But one of the big things that is happening this week is Jupiter is going retrograde. So Jupiter retrograde, we actually, I would say, we love in a way. In this case, we have it in Aries, so it's a little bit of a because it's Aries, and with the W situation that is going on, Aries is a lot to do with aggression and violence as well, the negative sides of that energy. But let's focus maybe on the positive sides of this, and let's talk about more personal kind of manifestation, because Jupiter is the bringer of knowledge and wisdom and abundance and luck and joy. This is the let's say the if we want to call it the best planet, let's say in our solar system, or very much from a Western perspective. But let's say if we're talking about a spiritual perspective, downloads, like Mercedes says, this is one of the, let's say, potent times to receive intuitive messages, to receive guidance, to receive almost like you're guided into the right direction in the areas of life where Aries is in your natal chart. And very often also we get like results in those areas. So we've been putting in efforts. Planet starts to move retrograde. Now the house it's in, we start to get, for example, um, maybe let's do a quick circle, like very quick circle of rapid fire predictions. Like if you're Aries right now, you're going to get your
I was just thinking, I was like, man, it's been so long since a retro or not a retro, a rapid fire.
like a little bit of rapid fire.
We
Listen,
need this.
I
Ian,
will.
we need this.
I was a little bit tired of rapid fires and predictions, but like we can do a little bit of a rapid fire definitely. So if you're Aries, your overall path in life, you're definitely guided towards more of the course is directed and the right information can come your way. And I would say also, it's almost like the luck and abundance and the wisdom comes into your doorstep because it's happening in your first house as well. So it's a little bit easier to receive it. And Jupiter brings good things. You still have to be open to guidance and stuff like that, but it still brings, Jupiter brings stuff as well. Just, when you get an intuitive hit, when you get something, take action with it as well. Now for the Taurus native, I'm doing from the ascendant, but it applies to ascendant sun or moon if you have there. So for Taurus, it's happening in the 12th house, which is a lot to do with rest. Finally get that vacation, finally get at least a little bit of, let's say, time for herself, and finally get, some subconscious patterns can release, dreams can be more vivid, or information can come in dreams. For Gemini, it's happening in the 11th house, which is very much, Jupiter loves the 11th house, so for Geminis, it's a good time to have it there and go into retrograde. Remember, the results usually come and during this time. So for you, it's bonuses, goals, dreams, social circles. You will get results there. For Cancers, it's in the 10th house, career stuff, social status, people you work with, the bosses, you being out there in the public eye more as well, and your mission in life as well. For the Leos, it's happening in the 9th house, which is a lot to do with degrees, which is a lot to do with mentors, teachers, travels abroad as well. For some of you, that can happen, and documents as well, like finalizing some documents, and good luck and opportunity there. For the Virgo native, it's happening in the 8th house. It's a weird house for Jupiter. It kind of like expands some of the pain inside as well, but it also brings like the solutions to the pain. It expands also the resources coming from others. So if we want to say a good example for this, it's like maybe your bookkeeper sends you or discovers like, oh, you can save money here, for example, or more clients come your way, for example. So Libras, for Libra natives, it's happening in the 7th house, which is a lot to do with partnerships, contracts, agreements, clients themselves. A lot of you will take their relationship to a new level. Maybe some sales, maybe some contracts, maybe some agreements signed, maybe some partnerships formed as well. For the Scorpios, it's happening in the 6th house. So, 6th house, it's a work related house. It's a difficult house. So, it will help most often. It will help bring some sort of higher, how to put this, higher resolution to an imbalanced situation. It's a very, let's say, that's a very good. Manifestation of that, or it can sometimes it can increase the imbalance or increase the arguments and then bring the solution. Just be careful in the 6th house with overeating and addictions. Jupiter tends to increase those, so during this retrograde you can or going into the retrograde this can heighten up a little bit. For the Sagittarius native, this is your ruling planet, so it affects you anyway, a lot. We can say that. And it's also at the same time it's happening in your 5th house. So 5th house is a lot to do with children. It's a lot to do with it's actually a lot to do with your own business as well, your creative projects. So you're going to see a lot of results there. If you're dating, for example, also it will bring new partners in, or some good time for the sexy time for you, hopefully. And what is we're a Capricorn. So Capricorns, it's happening in the fourth house. So Jupiter in the fourth house, it's an interesting time. It's definitely a good time with the family, good time with the home. Some of you might be relocating, changing homes. Now, like the results are coming your way, and you finally get maybe it's a rental contract or something needs to be signed there, or something needs to be worked around with family, a home, and emotionally you find happiness as well, at least for a moment in time, in space. For the Aquarius native, third house, Jupiter retrograde, it's going into, and third house is a lot to do with sales, marketing, all these left brain matters, and most likely some of you have learned new skills, new courses maybe coming your way, maybe you're teaching, maybe you're writing a lot, maybe you're communicating a lot, maybe even you're driving a lot this week as well. That can happen, or you're doing like webinars, podcasting, talking, speaking, communicating a lot. For the Pisces native, it's happening in the second house. That's our friend Mercedes there, because she's having that in the second house, which is money and material things, bringing in the moolah. Jupiter in the second house is strange because it brings it in, but it likes to spend it as well. It likes to invest it. It likes to put it into things and buy things, but it definitely brings you as well. So it's in the end it's your kind of like decision anyway if you wanna spend it or not. But it's an interesting one because during the week there's a couple of heavy things happening. We have a Uranus Mars conjunction, which is with the North Node. If you need to fly, it's not my favorite time to fly right now. I wouldn't do it. If at all possible, avoid that. And we also have a new moon end of week. So new moons is still a lot about letting go and at first letting go and then beginning. And it's happening in the sign of Leo. In this time we have a Saturn opposition to the new moon. So it can be a little bit heavy there, at least the first part of the new moon period, to do the letting go. And then, guys, it's a wide T-square to that Uranus North Node Mars conjunction. So it's going to be quite quick, quite rapid reactions, quite up and down reactions, quite a heaviness coming in, material resources, everything kind of we've been talking about in the last parts about the world, the situation, the prices of goods and things. These things are on top of everybody's minds, and it will be quite a not the easiest tough times in my mind. Like I don't even want to go into that actually because it's so heavy. We went into it with there's a long, almost like 3-hour video on my YouTube channel, on my personal YouTube channel. You can check that out as well if you want to do that, which talks about this conjunction, which talks about this new moon in depth, in detail. It talks about everything there.
What's the title of the episode on YouTube?
It's like Jupiter retrograde and July energies or something.
And your personal YouTube channel is?
Ian, also the Freedom Astrologer.
There you go.
There you go. A newsletter. Subscribe to the newsletter. I have a new book coming out, guys. Everything is coming out right now because Jupiter retrograde is happening in my 7th house, which is public, which is to clients, etc. So things are happening there. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just when I think about Jupiter retrograde, I'm like, yay, and then I look at everything else. I'm like, oh no.
Don't you think it's like divinely planned? Like it's not like some kind of accident.
No.
We have like if there's gonna be hard stuff, we're always gonna have the tools. We're always gonna have the like we didn't live these lives just like arbitrarily to come to like some kind of crash and burn. Yeah, right.
it's always, there's always support, and these struggles we are in right now as a global society, and these prices, and these wars and these conflicts and etc., these problems we are in as a society, these are, we can, like Mercedes said, divinely orchestrated, and we need to get through them. We need to rebuild. We need to make new decisions. We need to make better decisions. We need to create new things. We need to make new things. And this is also what this conjunction and new moon is about. Let's put it this way, because like this specific new moon is to start taking action as well. Fire Leo. Okay, fixed, a little bit lazy there, but like still everything is pointing towards, we need to start making new ways of dividing resources. We need to find new ways of creating food, energy. All of these systems need to start anew, and a lot of this conjunction is about that as well, because this is happening in the sign of Taurus, which is about to do with food, which is to do with our financial system, which is to do with our beauty industry as well, and all of
The
these
creams.
things, the creams, I don't know if there's a necessity for that many creams, but but like this is no, but like the hard aspects are here, which basically means these things are not going to be easy and going to be excited. No, it's going to be life forcing us to take these actions and make these changes. That's the problem with it, and that's why I'm making these kinds of faces at times, because I know I've seen these. Obviously it's not identical every time, but I've seen similar configuration. It's going to be, even when I look at this, it's going to be, forest fires already happening. I think, airplane crashes, all these types, and these types of stuff is going to happen as well.
When was the last time in history that this happened?
Jeez,
If you
guys,
want to say that, you don't have to.
It was a long time ago, like 300 something years. So it was really a long time ago.
I want to know what the event was.
I can't remember, because you must understand. Uranus at that time was something different. Uranus right now is spacecrafts and airplanes and helicopters, for example. But at that time there weren't none of these things. So
Right.
it's a strange. They did, even the astrologers didn't know about Uranus at that time. So think about that, how that affects everything. So it's a weird one, as well, because all of these events and things started coming, or yeah inventions started coming, approximately at the same time Uranus was also, let's say, discovered in a way, and it's a strange story, but
Do you think we're going to be discovering new planets soon?
I mean that's where everything is pointing. But like, I'm personally like, okay, I'm just like waiting to see what happens. Most likely yes.
I feel like there's going to be two more. And then we're going to be like, oh my God, we actually have this many.
There's a high potential of that, these things happening as well. Yeah, guys, it's a pretty intense week, I would say, with some of that Jupiterian positive. And remember, Leo is still having fun. The new moon is having.
Yeah, because aren't we going into Leo season? Like,
We're going
what
into
day are we
Leo
going?
season.
Well, at the time of the recording this, what is it, the 22nd?
Approximately, we're right at the cusp of Leo season right now, guys. So.
Oh, because I personally, I love Leo season. I love Leo. I love
Me
it.
too. Me too.
As a water sign, even as a
That's strange.
watery person, like I freaking love Leo season. It's like, yes, let's have fun and be lazy and have fun.
That's pretty much how Leos are, but like, it depends a little bit what it. I'm a Leo as well, but like, it depends on obviously what is happening in your natal chart, and what other influences are there. Because, in my younger days, in my earlier days, I think definitely in some aspects I was lazy, and I have quite a lot of Leo energy in my chart, let's say, and you grow and evolve, and let's say if you're listening to this and you're Leo and you're annoyed that we're calling you lazy because you're not lazy, it doesn't mean that immediately that you're lazy, and you know uh, Just one of those. You're not
I think
changed.
it's like less of a lazy and more of a like everything comes to me.
Service me, you peasants.
Bring me what I need, peasants.
Bring me good
I'll
things.
be here
I'll be here waiting for you.
waiting for you to bring me what I need.
So, but I want to say this is I would say explosive week because of these energies as well. So it's yeah, I don't even know what's the best, like, be really prepared for this explosiveness and the sudden events, and even unfortunately seeing these weird acts of violence, and that part annoys me to talk about that, but unfortunately with this energy it's really potent. So if you can be, peacefully, calmly in nature, maybe, doing, these things, exercising in the woods,
Hanging out
uh,
in Haida Gwaii.
yeah, but like even then, I would stay away from sharper objects. I would, move a little bit slower because it's Taurus and etc. etc. So it's still, it's a weird one. It's a weird one we're in, definitely.
I feel a message is don't try to save anyone.
I think that should be our kind of like new motto, new T-shirt. Every
Save yourself.
save yourself, fucker, save yourself, fucker. Okay, okay, I was joking, but
Do
like,
it. Do
uh,
it. Do it.
yeah, be careful, guys. If you can avoid flying uh, altogether, don't
And
go
we'll
into
leave it at
space.
that. We'll leave it at that. Oh, Jackie, you're here.
You guys
You
are
did it.
amazing.
We made it to
Oh
the end of the episode.
Jesus, it took a while.
And I have my notes. I got
Oh,
I
notes.
know you get it before anyone else. That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are amazing.
Oh, you're amazing. Do you have anything to add for this week? Did you get any intuitive hits while we were talking?
Oh no, everything you guys said was awesome. Really. Like, oh, yeah. Can't wait to hear it again.
When you listen to it again, hell yeah. Oh, I can't wait for all the good things that are gonna come from you working with people. And I think one thing that maybe we didn't talk about too much, but like when you're healing yourself, when you're doing all of these things, you're doing it for everyone else as well. You are creating that ripple effect. It's hard, the stuff I'm working through right now. Like I want to give up so badly, but I know that there's a
Like a guesting
There-
place.
There's
love
the
that.
family.
I love it. Yeah, anyways, there's a bigger purpose. There's so much more in it all. So don't give up. We all got to keep going and do it for everyone else as well.
Do it for kids.
Do it for the kids.
For the
The next
kids.
generation.
Yeah. But yeah, it's or serious. Do it for yourself as well.
Mhm. Save yourself.
Save yourself first. This is a big one.
Totally.
Save yourself first.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jackie, for all your time today. I think this was amazing. I'm so glad that people are gonna see you and that you're ready to put yourself out there. I'm pumped.
Thank you guys. Well, you guys have helped me get to this spot right here and right now. Yay.
Finger guns.
Finger guns.
Thank you.
Let's hit it.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you very much, everybody who listened and who watched as well.
Like, share, subscribe.
You're
Comment.
you're getting really good at it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm
Like,
a
share,
YouTuber
subscribe.
now.
You are.
Sign up for our newsletters. Jackie's info will be in the description. So if you want to contact her, you can feel free to do that and work with her when she's ready. And highly am going to recommend taking her class when she does start putting that out, because I've done Qigong with Jackie, and it's good. It's good shit. Let's say that.
It's dope.
It's dope.
Dope.
It's good
Stay
shit.
young.
Stay young forever.
Stay young forever. Let's end it.
Yeah, Fountain of Youth.
Bye, guys.
You want to know what the Fountain of Youth is? Work with Jackie.
That's a freaking nice slogan.
Okay. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Travel light.
Yay.
Enjoy.
Thank you.